Ready? Let's go. Let's do it.
I like the big stretch there.
I'm still getting up. I'm still waking up.
When I first saw you sitting down, I think the first thing I would always say to someone, whether I was with you in the room, and I wish I was, I would say, "How are you?"
I would say today I say great. The other days I might say pull up a chair. No, generally I feel good. I'm a happy guy, and so generally people can tell by the look on my face that I'm doing all right.
The book is brutally honest, and I just wonder you could talk to us a little bit about those times when it's really obviously very, very challenging for you.
Yeah, well, going to the bathroom is an existential experience. It's life or death. It's really risky. I just did a trip across the room because there's so many obstacles and so many potential pitfalls. I was dealing with Parkinson's, and that was fine. And I finally got that mastered. And I convinced my family to let me alone in the apartment for a night, and I was going to go do a job the next morning for a Spike Lee film. And so they, after much argument and contretemps, they let me stay in the apartment by myself. And I woke up in the morning. First thing I did was walk in the kitchen, fall down, and shatter my arm. And I sat on the floor waiting for the ambulance to come. Of all the things, I dealt with Parkinson's for all those years, and that was fine. And I dealt with the spine, and I got through all the rehab. But this was so stupid. This was so idiotic that I was just being show off, and kind of scooting around the apartment like I hadn't just had spinal surgery and like I didn't have Parkinson's for 30 years.
You talk quite a bit about your early days, and people probably know some of the story. You sort of dropping out of high school and taking the chance to go to LA, and then you talk about yourself as a risk taker. That you had no fear of risk.
Well, I think my frontal lobe wasn't fully developed, which is why I couldn't calculate risk. That's why it didn't develop until you're 25, which is why we send young men to war and we drive race cars and chase after women and stuff. Because we don't know what risks we're taking.
What did I tell you? 88 miles per hour!
And then, of course, lots of the programs people know and love, like Spin City, and then, of course, Back to the Future, which was an extraordinary break for you. And one of those films, do you still get people coming up to you, even now, sort of quoting you the lines and doing the whole thing?
They know more about the movie than I do. They say, when you went to Mill Valley, and you did that, I said, I don't know. I was just there doing my gig. But I was actually in England, and Family Ties movie in England, in London, and it was really funny. I was on the phone. I never forget being on this big English phone, the big light dial phone, heavy. You could club a man to death with this phone. And they were saying, it's a big hit. And I said, no, it's 2 o'clock in the morning in Banbury. And I'm about to eat some cheese crumpets. It was an extraordinary experience. But I got back to the States and I had already been in the theaters for a week. And I rode by the theater and there was a line around the block. I mean, wow, this is incredible. And it's an amazing part of my life ever since.
There are some very moving sequences in the book you described, and I think it's when you were filming Spin City, and you have a live audience in front of you, and you know you have Parkinson's at that time, and you're in the dressing room getting ready to go on stage in front of people.
I beat my arm to get it to stop, which is funny. Now it's just like. It's like a pet chihuahua or something. It's just it'll tire itself out eventually and go take a poop and lie in the corner. In fact, it's gonna go away right now. It just went away. The pills kick in and then it just kicks in. So I just let it run on its own, and then when it stops, it stops.
So there was a period of time where you were trying to hide it from people, many people. I mean, I guess friends as well as family, but also the public.
The audience. My fear was that if they knew that I had an illness or had a condition, that they wouldn't be able to laugh. It was a really strange period of time because it was over a period of 7 years that I kept it to myself and kept obviously my family, Tracy, and my closest friends. And then having done that, it always seemed like such a great thing. And as I opened up to people about it, they were incredibly receptive, incredibly supportive, and the audience did in fact continue to laugh. continue to watch my work, and then this whole opportunity opened up to I started to talk to scientists, and they started to tell me, the science is ahead of the money. We know more than we can pay for. We understand more than we can. I thought, well, I can do that. I had some rich friends, and I had some friends out in the public that sure would like to find an answer to this problem that so many people that they love and know suffer from. And so we started the foundation, and that's been an amazing thing.
You're guaranteeing that the jury will be watching you throughout our testimony to see how you react.
My God, the cynicism here is breathtaking. Have you thought maybe you might have a problem with disabled people?
Oh, you're
All right, Mr. Canning, let's try to keep the pain, the outrage to a minimum here.
A lot of people watching you now are going to be asking, will you ever act again, do you think?
I had a nice time in the last 10 years or so, 15 years, after post the show, doing bits, doing characters and stuff on various shows, and really enjoyed it. And then I got to a point just recently where I'm a piece of the puzzle that's starting to put itself together is that my word retrieval is not as good. And I used to, when I was a kid, this was before there was computers, but so I wouldn't use this expression then, but the modern way to put it was I could just download stuff. I could just take a script and hold it in my hand and know all the lines. And I found I was struggling with it the last couple of things I did. So if I can overcome that in some way, that it's not a great strain, and someone can come up with something interesting for me to do, I'll be open to doing it, but I'm not seeking it out.
Is it true that you got your first tattoo last year?
Yeah, I don't know if I can get this open.
Can we see it?
Yeah, it was based on this idea that when I started the foundation, I left the show to start the foundation. I gave it a lot of thought. It was New Year's Eve, 1999 into 2000, the big thing, and everyone was worried that the world was going to end. And I went swimming at the end of the day, and I saw a turtle, and I started swimming with this turtle.
We're just going to stay with you, Mike. What? Are we getting the sleeve undone? Where is it? Is it on your wrist?
It's on it. So I saw this turtle, and I started swimming with the turtle. And I got out of the water, and I said to my wife, I'm leaving the show, I'm starting the foundation. Because this turtle was he had a bite taken out of his fin, he had a scar on his face, and he just didn't give a damn that I was there, and he just was going about doing the next right thing. And so, where's the camera on this?
We can see it. Yeah.
It's 5 rings because I'm 50. The tattooist thought that was clever.
So is that just the beginning? Are you going to get a whole lot more now?
She would leave me.
I've got a friend whose name is Kathleen who has Parkinson's. And I told her I was going to be talking to you. And I said, would you have any questions for Michael J. Fox? She wanted to know, have you come to terms with the unrelenting progression of the disease? And how has he managed to accept his lot, i.e. let go of the past and what might have been? It
is about acceptance. And it's about, like the reason I call the book There's No Time Like the Future is there is no future. I mean, now is the future. Now. It's just like that, be in the moment and know that, and accept it. Like I found with Parkinson's, I accepted it, and it sucks and it's hard and it's a drag being different. It's a drag not being able to put your socks on in the morning or some mornings or having a hard time not being able to enjoy using chopsticks. I mean, whatever it is. But there's so much more in life.
It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. I'm so pleased we had this opportunity, and I'm sorry we can't be in the same room together.
Too much good looking for one room.
Really good to catch up. Good luck with all the work you're doing.
Ciao.